Yo, what's up, my good people? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right, today is January 2nd. Told y'all I was gonna get back with y'all real soon. And so I didn't want to leave y'all waiting. I wanted to go ahead on and make me another video. I was watching games all day yesterday and some very good games. But today we're gonna talk about the upsets. Okay. We're gonna talk about the upsets. And when I say the upsets, I'm talking about the teams in the top 25. Most of the Power Four schools, if you're familiar, used to be Power Five. Now it's more Power Four. But in this, we talk about obviously college women's basketball here. All right, college women's basketball here. All right, I ain't got my overlays up because I've been away from it for a long time. Y'all seen the overlay last time. I had like, I think I had the fast break stuff on there. All right, so if y'all don't know, I did several different. I was trying to play with stuff before, and I was trying to figure it out. So I had fast break, AD live experience, right? So we gonna call this show Baldy Talk Sports. All right, y'all know it's an eagle up under here, right? And I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring the eagle out, but not today, not today. But eventually I'm gonna bring the eagle out. So Baldy Talk Sports is what we gonna call the show. And once I get my branding and all that situated, because I got to do my overlays and everything again. Once I get all that set back up, y'all gonna see my overlays like I had on the last one that y'all just watched. And I just got to get it. I want it to be professional and all that. So today we going with no overlays. We're just gonna get straight to it. All right. So I'm just talking about specifically not all the games yesterday, because everybody in the top 25 that played yesterday handled their business besides these four teams. And I do got to touch on a couple other things at the end of the video, but y'all just sit tight, wait for that. That's coming. Let's get into this right quick though. So I made some notes this time because I was watching the games yesterday, and I didn't get to watch all these games, by the way. I just got to, I was checking on games, game cast, and looking at highlights and all that. So that's just me being real. All right. I didn't get to watch all the games. I did watch quite a few of them though. But LSU, all right. We all know LSU was ranked number 5 on the top 25. They was undefeated going into last night's game. They played a tough Kentucky team, and Kentucky got the win by 2 points. All right. And it was a last second shot that got Kentucky to win. What's her name? Let me look here. My bad about this, y'all, because usually I'm familiar with everybody. But the girl, Toni Morgan, she had 18 off the bench, and she hit a little heady step back 3 at the end, a regulation to go ahead and take that win for Kentucky. And they ranked number 11, so they're a powerhouse too. I'm calling it an upset just for the simple fact that LSU is ranked a little higher than them, and it was their first loss of the season too. Malaysia Wiley, which I love to death, did not have her best game. She's definitely a capable starter on many teams. Obviously, she came from South Carolina, transferred over to LSU, and she's been coming off the bench. But that girl is electric. She's been putting up buckets in quick, fast, in a hurry. Every time she touched the floor, she's a threat. She's a problem. She's going to score. I don't think it was her best performance yesterday, and they needed it from her. Flau'jae Williams. I love Williams. I love Flau'jae game. This LSU. Kim Mulkey got a beautiful squad. She always does, and them girls play hard. But Kentucky got the win yesterday, and I didn't get to watch that game specifically, but it was a good game from what it looked like from what I saw, and they lost it at the end. Now let's talk about the home team. Michigan, number 6. Okay, Michigan came into the game 10-2, and unfortunately, Washington got the dub yesterday. And Avery Howe. Okay, Avery Howe. I like this girl. She's tough. She's very talented. Very talented. This girl can shoot. She know how to get downhill. And she put the team on her back. Sellers had foul trouble yesterday. If y'all familiar with, I think her name is Sylvia Sellers. If I got that wrong, I apologize. But that girl she's a bucket. She's a bucket. You can book it. I know she's from Alaska. She comes out of Anchorage. Very good player. very good player, high level, talented player. A lot of their offense runs through her. She plays the point guard for Washington, but how did her thing yesterday? I actually watched this game. How was amazing. Especially in the absence of Sellers while she was sitting out in foul trouble yesterday. And how was she was in a transfer portal. She played for USC last year. I saw her last year. I was watching USC a lot last year, especially with Juju and all that. But and how was a good part of. She was a major part of that team. I think she came off the bench for them. But major game for her. How actually ended with 22, 16 boards, had a double-double. And Sellers, I think she had about 11, 12 points, but she played limited minutes. And the minutes that she did play, she hit a three in the corner. It was a timely three, pretty much a dagger that they needed at the time. And it was perfect timing for her to come in and knock that down for the home team, for Michigan, man. Swords had a decent game. Olsen chipped in, and Holloway was in foul trouble as well. So she didn't get a chance to really, impact the game the way she probably wanted to. And kind of is what it is. It kind of is what it is. But tough loss for Michigan to a really good Washington team. They probably should be on that top 25 list. This game might have got them in the 25 list, beating the number 6 Michigan, and we'll see what happened with that. Okay, moving on. Maryland. And I like Maryland's team a lot, and they missing their main contributor. She's out right now, but they still have a very talented team. They were also undefeated, and they end up losing to Illinois, the Fighting Illini. I watched this game too. Okay, now this was a very good game. They was fighting back and forth all game long. They ended up losing 70-73. Poffenberger had a good game. She had 15 points, and she had a chance to tie the game at the very end of the game. She got a good look, a little pump fake. She sidestepped, got a good shot off. Just was a little long, hit the back of the rim, and bounced out. And that was that. And they took their first loss of the season. But I do want to touch on a couple things. Like I said, it was Maryland's first loss of the season. The Illini has the youngest team in the Big Ten. They got and nationally, I think they got the third youngest team. They said that on the broadcast yesterday. I didn't realize that they had the youngest team in the Big Ten. Them girls is feisty, gritty, and they came to play. Wallace had 22, Parchment and Dolan both had 17. And they got a young team. That's ready to go. Them girls came to play, and they got the win against a tough Maryland team. Maryland is very well coached team. Garzon had a decent game too, but they ain't have enough to pull it off. And first loss of the season for them. And we'll see what happens with Illinois Fighting Illini moving forward to see if they may scratch the surface on getting into that top 25 as well. Okay, I saved this one for last because y'all know how I feel. I got the green on. Got my green on. You know what I'm saying? But Notre Dame. Notre Dame took an L yesterday. Hannah played a very good game. She was very aggressive. Maybe not her most efficient game. She wasn't super efficient, but I think she was like 15. Matter of fact, she might have been 15 for 26, something like that. I got to look at the numbers for sure. I know she had 25. She had 10 assists, and she had 8 steals. I got to throw them steals in there. 8 steals is crazy. But that's what she do. That girl played defense. She's a pit bull on both sides of the ball. She's very aggressive on offense, very aggressive on defense, and that's why I love her. It just wasn't enough. Prosper chipped in another. I think Prosper had a double-double. Prosper had 19 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. That's a nice double-double. It just, like I said, it wasn't enough to get past Georgia Tech. Now, this was an overtime loss, too, at that. They lost 95-90. I want to touch on this sophomore, Talia Walker. Man, big game. Big game from this sophomore. Walker had 33, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. And man, I was impressed. I was impressed by this young lady. She didn't back down. She brought it. She came. She was efficient. Like her game. I like her game. And just being in her second year, doing what she did out there, was impressive to see. I wanted to touch on another player on there, but one of their players, I think Athen, had 18 off the bench. And my bad, I'm a little shaky on that. So I'm gonna move on. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame took an L, unfortunately, in overtime. But it was a tough loss for them. But very good team, very good young team. So if them girls stay together, I know how the transfer portal is. You never know. Players move around so much now, but if they can keep that unit together and build on that, on what they got, and bring some more girls in that's ready to go, you never know what their future could hold for the next year, or even a tournament, as these young players develop and build chemistry, and they may be somebody to reckon with come tournament time. Georgia Tech, man, very good young team, man. I like that. But so those was the 4 games of the top 25 teams that got upset yesterday, and very good games. It was I had fun watching them. Wish I could have watched all the games. There was a lot more games, and I may make a video touching on some of the other games, but I like to stay in current time, and I ain't got time to really make too many videos. The rest of the top 25 teams that played yesterday, they held their own, and they did what they were supposed to do, and they handled business, and they got their dubs. And so I didn't feel like I really needed to touch on that if people paid attention to that. But a couple things. Okay, so I want to say this, and I mean this. Today there's a lot of games. Obviously, these games are not all top 25 ranked teams, right? But there are so many talented players, and I mean so many. It's limitless. The amount of talented players that play for Division I schools that don't get the TV time, that don't get the recognition. Not just players, coaches, developmental coaches, people that's in the gym developing these players, shooting coaches. I mean, you name it. It's a whole list of what goes into these college programs and the people they have on staff. And it's some very, very talented people on these staffs that know how to work with these young ladies, and also these head assistant coaches, head coaches. I mean, and the young ladies who are actually playing are talented, and they don't get a chance to get on TV much. And for a lot of people who are into this game and pay attention to this game, I wish that there was a way where we can actually see more of these games from these schools that aren't in the top 25, because they are worthy to be seen. And I have to say, I just got to say that because that's how I feel. There's a lot of good talented teams out there that are not in the top 25. I mean, you got to think of how many Division I schools there is. I think it's over 300. And we only looking at the top 25, and most of those is, big schools that have a huge budget. They're able to give NIL deals to a lot of these young ladies coming in, and it's just different levels to it. But that does not mean that the talent is not there on some of these other teams. And I just want to see. I would love to see some of these other programs get recognition and get on some time on TV, so I can, I want to check them teams out too. And trust me, I do on my own time. Every time I get a chance to, I look at other schools outside of the top 25 schools that everybody knows. You know what I mean? So I advise you guys to take a look at some of these teams, maybe just in your initial area, wherever you live at, or you know what I mean, or you can broaden it out and look at across the United States like I do. But so I just wanted to get that over. I had to say that because I mean that. That's just my thoughts on. I wish that moving forward, because this game is growing, that we can get more schools, on TV, so the public can see these different programs, these different coaches, different schemes, and just everything that come with it, man. It'll be a blessing to see that, and I hope in the future we get an opportunity to see other programs on TV more often. Okay, so last but not least, last thing of the day, This ain't a long video. We'll kind of keep it under 20 minutes, but I have to speak on this player, and I got to give a shout out to my dog, to my guy, 80s Brooklyn 80s baby, and he has a podcast called The Perspective with Brooklyn. Check that out. I want to shout out quite a whole bunch of people because y'all know I come from the KSAP community. I was able to speak to him. Wish him a happy New Year. Wish I could have talked to bro Claude, Keisha. You know what I mean? Geneva. I mean, it's so many people in the community. I can't name them all just off the top of my head, but man, I want to get back in the swing of talking to these and seeing their perspective and seeing what they seeing and all that. But I said that to say this: Brooklyn was the first one who, to my knowledge, was really high on this player. Okay, it's a lot going on down in Nashville. Let me just start by saying that it's a lot going on down in Nashville. And what I'm talking about is at Vanderbilt. Okay, Michaela Blakes. This young lady, she's a sophomore. If y'all have not watched this girl play, I've been watching her for pretty much this whole season. I think they are now 14-0. She dropped 35 yesterday, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Special. I mean, that's just special. She's special. This young lady's special. A bucket, can go get it. High motor, confident. Everything you want in a player, she got it. And they've been balling with her being an engine and her being the main go-to player on that team. And just watching her game, watching her develop. I did get a chance to see her last year in her freshman campaign, and she had some outstanding games last year. I think she might have I know she had at least a 40-point, 50-point game last year that a lot of people maybe put her on the map if you didn't know who she was. But man, she's balling this year. She's balling this year. She averaging 24.7. Basically, you can say she averages 25 a game right now. She does assist as well. She's not stingy. She's not greedy. She's just aggressive. She goes after it. And this young lady's special. She's special. I love her game. And I'm going to be watching this girl for the rest of her career to see how it pan out for her. And I think she's going to be worthy of WNBA. She's that type of talent. And so y'all pay attention to her if y'all get a chance to. So I just wanted to touch on one special player that I've been watching. And I love her game. Undefeated still. And she's a major part of that. So Michaela Blakes, y'all, Vanderbilt. In 80s, you definitely was the one who put me on notice with her. So I just want to give you your respect and give you your credit on that. But that's all I got for y'all, for today. It's January 2nd. Like I said, a lot of games on today with a lot of Division I schools that don't get the recognition or don't get the TV time. I'm going to try to catch what I can catch, if I can catch anything, because it's hard to find those games. But we got to do better. As far as reaching out to these FS1s, the SEC network, ACC, you know what I mean? All the ESPNs of the world, all these different outlets. Peacock is streaming games, and maybe Amazon or whoever else in the future, even Netflix, you know what I mean? Let's get some of these other D1s on TV so we can see the talent out here, because there's a lot of talent out here, and people don't get a chance to see them unless they get to go to the actual games, and I want to see these games. So that's just my thoughts on everything. I'm gonna be bringing y'all some more footage, and hopefully by then I will have all of my, the stuff that I need to have on my screen so y'all can see it and y'all can, subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe, y'all. Comment, leave a comment. I promise you, I will respond to your comments. I love to interact with people who pay attention and people who are watching these my podcasts and watching my stuff. I am going to be jumping on some panels live very soon. I look forward to giving my perspective on what I'm seeing out here, and I got some new people on the list that people may not be paying attention to, but I'm watching. Just like I got schools that ain't top 25, but You know what I'm saying? I'll be watching, and I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing, and you know, we'll see. So we got all year to talk about a lot. Unrivaled, I will be, you know, that's on Monday starting. I can't wait to get into that. I'm definitely gonna have a video on that. Um, a lot of people know I like Veronica Burton. And she's a first timer, obviously, Unrivaled. This is only their second year. So a lot of people that played last year that's back this year. But Veronica Burton, she played for the expansion team out there in Cali. Matter of fact, is it Cali? Yeah, it's Cali, if I ain't mistaken. Got their expansion team. We got some more expansion teams. Tempo. I think we got 2 teams coming this year to the W. But she had a very good season for that team, and it's the Valkyrie. She had a very Golden State. Matter of fact, the Valkyrie. She was point guard for the Valkyrie, and they made it to the playoffs first year. And I just like her game. I like her game. She's tough. She's tough, and I want to see what she gonna offer. And what she do out here with you know, with the Unrivaled. And if she ain't the only one, I got plenty to talk about when it comes to Unrivaled. So I'm just gonna be patient, just sit tight and wait for Monday when them games jump off. I will be watching, and I'm pretty sure Bro Claw, Keisha may be live. I may be in a chat if I can get on live with them or whoever. I can't wait to get on with KSAP, but everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody from that community, man. I applaud everybody for keeping it moving, doing what they doing. I love to see their success, and hopefully I can have some success this year. I'm gonna be patient with it, but the videos will keep coming. I promise you that. Stay tuned in, y'all. Until the next time, you know, I'll be back real soon. Y'all stay locked in with me. Stay locked in with me.